this is the Road Punch Gaming Podcast, episode 71.
Yes.
I am Carl Lipscomb, and today I'm joined by the man that once shot down a helicopter with nothing but an elastic band, a turkey and a ham sandwich, Josh Crunden.
Hello. And I'll do it again, damn you.
So this week we're going straight into sex sells. Alright, so this is a story I've had on the back burner. I couldn't wait to talk to you about it. Basically, the title of the story is, or as this website puts it, there's a dildo terrorist at large on the subway.
A dildo terrorist?
Yep. So basically what happened was in New York, on the subway in New York, a man fully dressed in New York Knicks pardon me, I just took a massive drink. New York Knicks sweatsuit got onto the subway and started waggling a big black dildo around at people. According to the website Animals, Ayam Ismail, who witnessed this around 9 p.m. on Saturday night aboard a Flatbush Avenue-bound 2 train, an older man of indeterminate ethnic origin, even I don't know, he's Asian, boarded the train at Atlantic Avenue. The man seemed, quote, fucked up on some kind of drug, loose-limbed and sloppy. Some young...
Some gangly guy.
Yeah. It was just Octodad.
With a dildo.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Some young men sitting next to him began making fun of him. One of the dudes took out his phone to snap a selfie with the older guy. At that point, the old man reached into his bag and pulled out a massive dildo. An anonymous sex toy industry expert, Animal Consulted, estimated that it was between 14 and 16 inches long.
I like that they had to get a company that manufactures these sex toys in to tell how big it was, rather than just anyone that went, yeah, it was about this big, or I can tell from the video it's about this big.
Yeah.
Like, no, we've done our tests with our dildos, and we've come up with the answer that it was a 12-incher, known as the Big Jerome.
Well, the thing is, apparently, a sex industry insider, a different person, couldn't work out what brand this dildo was.
Who cares?
So doesn't that make it a bit more terrifying that maybe he made the dildo himself?
Well, maybe, but I don't really
That's
care.
More terrifying if
It's not really terrifying. People get up to all sorts of things in the comforts of their own home. That's fine. It's more the point that he came on the train waggling it around at people.
Yeah.
You don't know where it's been.
The young guys and the other people nearby ran away laughing. The man then started waving the big black dong around, pointing it at people and pretending to jerk it off. The man also kept standing up and clenching his butt cheeks. Right. Then what happens next is every time the train pulled into a station, he would hide it, put it away, wait for everyone to get on the train, settle down, and then he would repeat the process.
That puts it away like, yeah, nothing to see except a big wobbly dildo.
Yeah. He's having the time of his life, though. Look, there's some pictures. I'll chuck him up on the screen.
Oh, next year is just like, nope.
Yeah, there's a woman that's sitting next to him who was she was only there for like 5 minutes, but just apparently completely ignored him the entire time.
No, just ignore the dick.
Yeah.
Ignore the dick.
Look at her in that picture.
She's like, oh, for fuck's sake. What else?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The guy who had reported this got off the train, and he was still at it as he got off. So he'd been doing it for quite a long time, it seems.
He's waggling it about and just fucking... So you say you've had that on the back burner for a while. How long has that been on the back burner? When did this happen?
I don't know when it happened. It hasn't been that long. It's only been like 2 or 3 weeks. I think I had it last week maybe, but I didn't do it for some reason. And I may have had it the week before when Chris was on and didn't do it.
Did you have to wait until they'd confirmed how big it was?
Yeah, I wanted that.
I need to get the numbers before I do
it.
this story about a guy waving a big black dildo on a train.
I wanted the numbers and the brand. Unfortunately, I could only get one of them.
Dildo terrorism.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
I love how people are so quick to apparently. Chuck on a brand and say that it's terrorism quickly. I know it's probably a joke, but it's like one of those, no, I was terrified. It's a fucking dildo.
Yeah.
Worst he's going to do with it is beat you up with it like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
A really flaccid baseball bat.
See, my own image when I first heard of it was that I saw it in the gaming group we're in the Gamers Republic, and I thought it was because basically they had related it to Saints Row.
Oh yes,
and I thought it was just like this big solid giant dildo that it was like, he's just going around and just like smacking people with it. But it's not quite that. I thought he was literally like attacking people with this dildo, but he's just waggling it around on a train.
See, when you first started this story, I assumed the worst, and it was going to be like, he then produced a dildo and proceeded to insert it in himself and others around him. That would be dildo terrorism. Like, if you're forcibly putting it in someone else.
And then the dildo blew up, and he started planting dildos everywhere.
He left it on the floor. Within 5 minutes, it started waggling by itself before a ticking noise emanated from it, and people started getting worried. And then exploded, sending latex everywhere. Whatever it's made out of. Rubber.
I don't know. They always say rubber, but it's probably not actually rubber.
I don't know.
Sorry, we're not sexperts, as it's
not
called.
On dildos, no.
Right, so do you want to move into the last week of our life? Josh?
Yes.
Start us off.
Yes, I have been playing the Cat Lady with Liz. We knocked it out in a day, actually, in an afternoon of a game day.
Yeah.
And that's quite an amazing game. It's a follow-up game. It's the second game made by, I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but the developer
George Lucas
also made a game called Downfall.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes, that one, if you like. So he's spraying chocolate syrup everywhere. It's I wouldn't say it's a horror game as such. It is scary. There are scary elements of it, and some, I wouldn't say jump scares, but shocking moments. It's got gore, it's got creepiness in it. And at one point I heard one of the voice actors and immediately knew who it was, and it was David Firth, who created Salad Fingers and did all the crazy videos like that.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, all the because he's an amazing animator, I think, personally. I'm a really big fan of his, because he's good at capturing what disturbs you, but to the point where you're so fascinated that it's disturbing that you can't look away and you want to keep looking at it. You can want to keep watching it and trying to find out what it means, even if it means nothing.
I don't know. I look away from Salad Fingers.
Oh no, he does a lot more stuff if you visit his website.
Yeah, I looked at some of his stuff at the time, but at the time, Salad Fingers was the
yeah.
Hasn't that ended? Did that end in a dramatic way?
Well, he did 10 recently.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah, well, I say recently, like within last year sometime.
Yeah. Oh, really? I thought it ended at some point, and I thought it ended like dramatically. I thought he ate himself.
That was years ago. There's been
I thought it ended years ago.
Then check it out on fat-pie.com. But yeah, he voiced a few characters in that, and also helped apparently give the game some. Well, apparently he put some input into the game. But it's a very clever game, I'd say personally. It's slow-paced to begin with and does pick up. There's a lot of talking in it, but it faces some quite dark, deep subjects. So I wouldn't say it's got trigger warnings on it, but if you are of an overly sensitive soul with a traumatic past, or have had a trauma occur to you involving depression and things like that, then I would advise playing it with caution. Let's say.
I did a Let's Play like that in the last few weeks called the Static Speaks My Name.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, and there was like trigger warnings before it, and but I didn't think it was that big of a because it doesn't really go into it. It's kind of just glosses over everything.
I guess it's the idea is that everyone has their own trauma, and I'm not trying to criticize, or I'm not criticizing or poking fun or poking at people that have had their own personal traumas. We all have. But people can deal with things better than others. Personally, I don't. We've all had. I mean, I've had a traumatic thing happened to me when I was 10. But incidents similar to it don't affect me, even if it's like say something that's identical to what happened. it won't affect me in that way. I might think back as like, oh, that reminds me of that, but it's not going to make me break down because I moved past it.
Yeah, but my point about like Static Speech My Name is that in the case of like the cat lady, where if it actually goes into stuff and brings stuff up, then I can understand. But with this, it's literally...
Oh, you don't think it needed a trigger warning?
Yeah, you don't know what's wrong with this guy. And you see some weird stuff, and then you kind of understand that he's depressed, and then by the end of the game... Oh my God, sorry. By the end of the game, spoilers, he hangs himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't think that there wasn't anything in it apart from obviously the hanging itself, possibly.
Also, spoilers, there's a man in a cage.
Yeah, there's a man in a cage. If you didn't realise that he's the painter who painted the pictures he was obsessed with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't go deep enough that it like needs that. I mean, it may do. Like some people may just the act of suicide may be enough for some people, but
yeah,
I feel that it didn't really
sort of tolerance to it. But anyway, it's a great game. I won't give too much away of it. All I'll say is that you play a woman called Susan Ashworth, and you are depressed, and you kill yourself.
At the start or the end?
At the start.
Okay.
That's pretty much the first thing you see.
Yeah.
So not really a spoiler. You will find out. That can't even be the biggest spoiler anyway, because the amount of stuff that happens in the game is quite disturbing, but amazing and mind-blowing. So go check it out, The Cat Lady.
Yeah, Liz told me to play it, and I should record it as well, so I might do.
I'd like to do a Let's Play of it, but seeing as I've played it now, all the shock value of it goes out of my head. But I am replaying it at home now that off Liz's library. But yeah, recommend it, check it out. I also want to play the one that... They're not linked as such, but they are linked. The game that I can't remember his name, but the developer and the creator of it made first, because it features some of the same characters that make a reprise in The Cat Lady. Whether they're related, the story's related or not, some cameos appear, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So there's that. Pardon me, I had an Airsoft game last Sunday.
Yeah.
I won't go into a huge amount of detail, mainly because it wasn't a great day for my team or anyone, to be honest. Well, it was okay for some, but
for the winners.
It's fine. Well, it's fine when you cheat, isn't it? So.
Oh.
That sounds really jaded, but there's a big explanation for it. Either way, fun to get out again and start shooting.
I want to know what happened.
I'll tell you at some point, because I don't really want to blab about it on thing. But it was a good day.
Fair enough.
It's worth checking out the site if you're local to the South East Sussex and Kent area. Go check out Brenchley. Is it Brenchley? Ace Combat in Brenchley. I think it's Brenchley.
Why would you want to go there if people can cheat?
Well, people can cheat in any game place you go to. It's just it's a good arena, area, a good field, a good location.
Good place to cheat.
I shouldn't have brought it up, should I? That's what happened in the last week of my life. The biggest downside as well was the wind. It was a lovely day, but it was windy, and obviously in airsoft, wind plays a huge, important role. If you fire a 6mm plastic BB at a speed, after a while it starts to curve, so you have to make up for it. But that's good, and another one coming up in a fortnight. So, and other than that, just been again sort of playing over. No!
God damn it! He didn't even come off.
He's got to stay there. Sorry, Carl doesn't like long-haired Jedi from Star Wars. I have no idea why not. He thinks he's the lamest of all the Jedis, yet he's still a Jedi, therefore pretty cool.
No.
Yeah.
He's not even a Jedi, he pretends to be.
No,
he bought his way onto the council.
What, is his head full of money?
Yeah.
Here, have a Benjamin!
It's where that ponytail is. He opens it up and money comes out.
Forgot he was the future Monopoly man.
He does look a bit like it.
Exactly. Just been replaying over Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. I'm trying to get 100% completion on it before Phantom Pain comes out. Which is difficult, seeing as you've got to get S ranks and everything. You've got to get all the time trials and everything. But fun. I do love the game.
Game's not coming out in a way. Kojima's dead.
Shut up. We're not going over this bullshit at the moment because people are coming out with all these things that, here's an idea, maybe it's what they said in the first place, and stop reading too far into it.
Yeah, no, I saw something.
I'm a huge. Don't get me wrong. I'm first to rush to his defense. I'm a huge Kojima fan, but just let this play out. Let it go.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to do it anymore and he stepped down, that's him stepping down. People coming out, no, he was fired, or no this, and no there's that. Well,
the fact, even if he was fired, he hasn't gone out and said anything publicly about it. So unless he does, then
shut up.
Just do what he wants. Like what how he wants it to go. Like I'm sure if he was fired, he doesn't want to blab about being fired.
Exactly. So show him some respect.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, oh, I can't believe it's so unfair. It's like, you don't know that. You don't have any facts.
Yeah.
So rather than speculating and making up bullshit and believing your own bullshit, why not just let it go and leave it be?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm upset that he's leaving the team for that, but also I don't want him, or not him personally, because he knows when to stop. Although he has said this is the last one, then come back before.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see the series run into the ground.
That's the other thing that I have seen, that this is just it's a publicity stunt. Like,
well, he's good at doing those. He's good at always blowing your mind. But anyway, moving on.
Like his really clever thing in the bandages.
That was so fucking obvious.
I don't know if anyone fell for that. That was so weird. So stupid.
Leave the crazy Jap alone. He's genius. He's a genius. You just don't know it.
He's a crazy Jap. Is there anything else that you've done?
No, it's time for your last week of your life, which starts now, by the way. You have until this time next week to live.
Okay.
Choose your days wisely.
Right, well, I'll start off with Thursday, and then I'm going to go to Monday, and then Tuesday, Monday again, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday.
It's not the correct code, I'm afraid. What you wanted was up, up, down, down.
You know, the Konami code.
Yes.
I haven't done too much, unfortunately. Hearthstone just came out on mobile today, or yesterday, or some time. I don't know when.
I saw that.
And I went in to play it, and I was out waiting in a hospital room earlier, and wanted to spend some time playing Hearthstone, and because I hadn't turned it on, like I downloaded it here just before leaving, and I hadn't opened it up. Once I opened it up, it wanted me to sign in, and I couldn't sign in. And I had Wi-Fi there, but it's just really bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even let me sign in, and all I wanted to do was just like the tutorial bit. I knew I wasn't going to be there for long anyway. I just wanted to go like, what's the tutorial? Let me look at this game and stuff, so I could talk about it a bit. But no, couldn't do anything. Tried the entire time.
So you downloaded Hearthstone?
Yeah, I downloaded it. It has a nice menu screen. Has a nice little tavern doors there. Yeah, that's my review of Hearthstone.
Well, awesome. 10 out of 10. We'll play again.
Yeah, I did start my Resident Evil Remastered Let's Play though.
Is there any episodes of this up yet?
Yeah, there's one out.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch that this evening while I sleep. And the screams of you in pain are going to lullaby me to sleep.
I die twice. I die on the first zombie straight away. And then it has an achievement that says get used to it.
Yeah.
And I got really annoyed because I was like, you're not fucking Dark Souls. Don't try and be Dark Souls. And then
it pretty much is your Dark Souls though, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I died later on. Well, I died 3 times actually. The third time is the end of the episode. I died a second time because I realised that Jill has a knife, and I thought the knife looked really good when you were playing as Chris with it. So I was like, oh, just use the knife. It'd be much easier than the gun. And I was like, and died.
Knife is like the weakest, worst weapon.
Yeah. And then
although in modern games you just shove it through the face or through the neck and that would be it.
Yeah.
But in that it's like, no, cut you. I cut you.
Yeah. It's like, why can't you think about this? It's like,
yeah, when you use the response weapons in that game, like the quick response.
Yeah.
Like the daggers, you just go like straight in the head.
Yeah.
But with the knife, you're like, no. Butter bread.
Yeah. It annoyed me that it doesn't tell you that the dagger's one use only. Like it picked it up for the first time. It has all this information about like the quick use items or whatever, and it doesn't mention anywhere that it's one use only.
Well, you leave it in the head.
I'm sorry, but you can take things out of heads.
I know, but not in this game. You can't. The only time you can get it back if you've shoved it in the head is if you blow the head up, and it drops back to the floor, which I've noticed is pretty handy.
Yeah.
But that's I only did that when I had the shotgun and I was aiming for headshots, and very occasionally you have a percentage chance to explode their head when you shoot them with the pistol.
Oh.
Every now and again it will like blow their brains out.
Yeah.
What if I line it up just right?
Yeah. I can get this dagger back that I could just pull out of his head.
It'd be great if you could do what the Resident Evil Outbreak series did, and one of the characters, because it was a multiple, like you chose 8 survivors and each had their own skills and body type, was Kevin, who was an RPD officer. He had a ability where you aim And if you leave it for a second, he sort of goes like that and readjusts his aim. And if you shoot just as he brings it back down, it's like a critical hit or does extra damage. So it's him like lining it up and going, which in the real world is quite ineffective. Once you're lined up, it's like, well, actually, I've got a pretty good aim rather than doing it again.
Yeah.
But either way, it was
game logic.
That would be great. Or if you did a certain combo like shoot, wait a second, shoot, and it blew up. Yeah. Well, I look forward to watching that tonight. Watching you suffer and scream and moan about the camera angles and the tank controls.
Yep. And
the save system.
I do mess up the camera a lot, and I shout at it. And like I walk into one room and I just can't work out how to move. I'm just like I walk in there and then it's like no, back, forward, and I'm just going nick, and I was like ah.
Liz did that when we first played. She was like, I'll start. I was like, okay, fair enough. And all she kept doing was 180ing on the spot. So no, I want to go this way. Okay, I'll press that button again.
Yeah.
No.
See, that was my issue. Was I kept trying to play it like it was a modern game, so using like the right toggle as you would a camera or something.
Yeah.
So when I would turn, I'd just naturally hit that and I'd do a 180.
No. Holding up means you move forward. Holding left means you turn left. Holding back means you move backwards. It's not like relative. You don't move the stick relative to where the player's looking. You move it relative to how you would look if you were staring down at the top of the player constantly at the same angle.
When the camera moves, it's the same as if you're still holding it down, it's the same as the last scene was.
Yeah.
Which is confusing, because once you stop doing that, then it reverts to what the scene is. So it wouldn't be so much of an issue if the camera angles were always the same direction.
But then the game would be boring.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
How would that make it boring?
The architecture of the game wouldn't look so good. The way that they show off the backgrounds. Plus, again, it makes you frustrated. That's survival horror.
You can't just throw in stuff to like make people frustrated.
Yeah, I can. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
That's not like...
Animus power! Watch me. What else have you done with your week?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've been playing loads more Dragon Age still.
Have you completed it yet?
No. I have been sticking with the one character. I'm furthest than I've ever been. And I put in... Like, my last character, I had 100 hours into it. But I haven't actually... I've put in about 40-something and I'm further than he was. So either I really fucked about a lot or I just left the console on, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm getting fairly far through it. Liz spoiled something for me earlier. She didn't mean to. I walked in the room and we were talking, and then she went to walk up to one of the characters, and there's a twist about him that I knew was I knew there was a twist, and because Liz had already kind of spoiled that, so I knew there was a twist, but she hadn't told me what it was. And you can kind of see from like conversations and stuff that happen.
Spoiler alert.
That like I still haven't had it, so I still don't 100% know. But he talks about like Liz went to speak to him, and the opening dialogue of when she walked up to him, he referred to what had happened.
Oh right, okay, so it just kind of ruined it out of
it didn't give me the entirety of what had happened, but it mentioned a bit of it, and I was like, oh. Thanks. I'd already suspected what it was anyway. From looking,
yeah, it's much better to find out for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I would have preferred not knowing there was a twist at all, but then, like, yeah, I should have already completed it.
You should. Yeah, you should have had it long enough.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm really been enjoying that a lot. But the problem is because I was like, all right, I'll play a bad character. And now I hate every decision I make. And I'm like, I'm going to have to play the game again now.
That's good, replayability.
I've already replayed it those times. I just haven't finished it once.
Replayability for the long run, then.
Yeah, I nearly switched character because I didn't like the decisions I was making. And I was like, I want this character, but I just can't do these decisions. But I was like, no, I have to push through because it'll be better once I've finished it. And then I can decide more on the decisions because I know what each ones are.
So you've made your decisions, now you have to live with the consequences.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that...
Grow up, Carl!
They're not the decisions I would make, though. That's the thing. So
you're playing a bad character, though.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah. which is I never play
bad characters. Then you can make the decisions you don't want to, but I don't feel guilty because I put it down to me being an arsehole. That the character I'm playing being an arsehole. So I'm like, well, what would he do? Well, he's a dick, so he'd be like, nah, let him starve.
Well, yeah, no, the issue there's another side issue, which is
it's not me doing it, it's him.
No, I because I haven't completed it yet. I usually will play a game through as a good character, or as I'll play it like kind of like neutral good, and then I'll play for it as a bad character, and then I usually play for it as like an angelic character.
Oh right, yeah.
But because I haven't done it on my own the first time, I haven't like there's achievements for like making friends with everyone, and you get all this extra stuff. So I've been working at trying to make friends with everyone, but still trying to be a bad character as well. So it kind of tangles things up a bit. So it's been making it
my friend. Him on the other hand.
Yeah, it's been making things hard for me. So, but now I'm slowly just giving up on that fact, and I'm just gonna
just enjoy the game. Then you can go achievement hunting afterwards.
Yeah, but I just don't. The thing is, because I spent so much time in it, I don't want to have to spend so much more time in it. And with The Witcher 3 getting closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, very true.
Glaring at the off-screen.
There is a poster up there, by the way. That's what we're looking at.
The off-screen Witcher 3 poster.
Which looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
If 2 was anything to go, I never played number 1, but I played 2.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah, I never played 1, but
number 2.
2 was really good.
Play number 1.
See, The Witcher, I won't keep restarting because there's only one character. So you can't make your own character, you can't be different classes and stuff, so...
But I'm sure there's a decision aspect into it.
Oh yeah, there will be decision stuff, so I'll replay it, but I'll probably play it through the first... I won't stop playing it during.
Yeah. You'll carry on because you can't keep changing and saying, actually, I wonder what that decision would look like if I had blonde hair.
Yeah.
And boobs.
See, Skyrim I didn't restart. I made loads of characters, but I didn't restart because, like, if I was really bored or if I was like, wait, this isn't the path I want to go down, you could just switch in game. Yeah. You can change like your style, whereas but you obviously lose the points you've already spent because you can't reclaim points. But you're not forced into one style, and at the start you can play with all the different weapons and stuff. Whereas in Dragon Age, you're very much locked into.
Oh, once you pick a spec sort of thing.
You can't. Yeah, you can buy an amulet which takes all the skill points back, but you're still that.
You still have to spend it on that spec.
Yeah,
that's annoying.
But well, it's not as tight as like it's mage, and then there's 4 default skill trees and then 3 unlockable ones, but you can only have one of each unlockable ones. You're not like locked down into any of those. You can jump around between them, but you're still mage. Yeah. Which makes sense because unlike a lot of games, they don't really mention it in the storyline. This is heavily talked about, like especially if you're a mage, because mages are looked so down upon in the Dragon World universe. It makes sense that you can't just be a mage and then one day switch to being a warrior, because that's not how it works.
That's well, there's some exposition to explain it then.
Yeah, like there's big storyline points in it. Between like warrior and rogue, they don't mention it as much as like mage, but there will be differing like conversations and stuff about it and stuff. So yeah, there is a decent reason-ish behind it. It would be a bit like law breaking and stuff to move around between different things. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, is that you done?
Yeah, that's me. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back talking about this week's discussion.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must, be a quest we can. The good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. For God's sake.
And we're back!
Dick. Now we're back.
And we're back!
So this article It's from Tech Radar.
Tech Radar.
And it's called Accident and Emergency.
Accident
Yep.
and Emergency, right.
Candy Crush puts a man in hospital.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How?
This is why I decided to go with this topic this week. A 29 man.
Did he have too much fun? Did he have a fun overload?
A 29-year-old man, unnamed man, who didn't want to come through.
Damn right you wouldn't want to be named if you were such a pathetic human.
From Virginia, has managed to receive an injury playing too much Candy Crush.
No.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. No.
A study published on the JAMA website has revealed how a man started to suffer from chronic pain in his left thumb after playing Candy Crush every day for 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. He apparently he's not addicted to the game.
Bullshit.
But he was playing it between jobs, so I guess he's, I don't know, like a contractor of some sort, like maybe like a plumber or a taxi driver or something like that, where he's not constantly working, he's waiting for a new job to come up.
Plumber or a taxi driver, he just plays games all his life. Like, well, I'm being a plumber, he's playing Mario. Well, I'm a taxi driver playing Crazy Taxi. All he does is play games, doesn't he? Between every single time, every job, he would sit there and play Candy Crush for an unspecified amount of time, and ended up fucking up his thumb from doing whatever you do on Candy Crush. What do they find wrong with the thumb then?
They haven't actually said. Oh wait, no, they did say. Sorry, I skipped that paragraph. He ruptured a tendon and needed surgery.
Needed fucking surgery?
Yeah, apparently he ruptured his tendon and didn't even notice when he was playing the game. Like, he ignored the pain. It says, we need to be aware that certain video games can act like digital painkillers. We have to be very cognizant that can be abused.
What's that? You've got a head cold? Well, just take 3 of these.
Take 3 Grand Theft Autos.
Take 3 to be had before meals. You'll be right as rain in no time. Fucking hell. I expect injuries from the Wii or the Kinect. I do not expect injuries or anything that requires surgery from Candy Crush, like a casual game on your mobile. What a fucking idiot. You knew this would incense me as well, didn't you? You knew to sit there like, oh, Josh will be fine. No, he won't. Josh will be livid. Some fucking... Oh, God. We wonder why we haven't got hoverboards yet.
What's that relate?
Because people are stupid.
Those people will be stupid whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Stop the stupid people, get the smart people, let's have hoverboards. You can bleep as much of this out as you want, this hate speech towards stupid people.
If I just bleep the bit where you say stupid, then it would sound like you're saying something much worse.
I know.
So I might do that.
Just bleep me the entire episode. Well, I think... Right. And you asked people.
Yeah, well, first I wanted to see if you have anything.
A gaming injury. The worst gaming injury, which isn't even bad when it comes to gaming injuries, was that... And it wasn't even for a long time either.
You stubbed your toe as you went to sit down to play it.
No, my foot went to sleep while I was playing and I hadn't noticed. So I got up to go to the toilet and take a break. Then I fell over and headbutted my bed. But then I got up, I groaned, I got up and I moved on and didn't require surgery from playing it.
That's better than mine, I think. You said that it was less than mine.
Well, I think in comparison to what people probably have got, because if I've never really brought it, you know, apart from when it happened. And I said, oh, guess what I did? I was right stupid. It's not something that I bring up as like a party story, you know. Oh, I've got one story that it's kind of boring in that respect in comparison to when someone like, oh yeah, and once I jumped off the roof, did a triple backflip and landed in the pool. You know, that's an exciting story. My foot falling asleep and me falling over and headbutting the bed.
Yeah, but when it's related to gaming injuries, you're not going to have like, I was playing Kinect and it required me to do a backflip off of my roof. I had to carry the Xbox and
what I mean
outside.
is it's not a story that's that interesting. Even when it's got, even in this subject, I'm sure someone's done something far worse.
There was one story that is a lot more than that one, but the rest of them are pretty much all standard. One of my ones is just in the old days that me and a few friends, Dom and Joe Thompson, who's been on here before, and Noah, and who was an old host. We used to, it was the old Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games, and when you got into an energy battle, like you were both doing a Kamehameha at each other or whatever, you'd have to spin the sticks.
Oh right, yeah,
and
I remember.
Because we'd get so intense in them, like I worn down the palms of my hands and got blisters and stuff in the circle there from spinning them off, and we all tore all the rubber off of the stick. They were just plastic because we just did it so much, like, all the time. So that was like
that's got to be a design flaw in the game. Like, oh, you have to do this, but you have to do it like really fast 1,000 times.
Yeah, and
just the gamepad can't take it.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. Technically, you could do it really slow as long as the other person's slower. Like, so like, yeah, the game's not making you go fast.
What I mean is the game developers aren't going to be like, oh well, they'll do it really slowly. They probably know that they're in an intense battle and it's Dragon Ball Z. They're going to be sitting there going, ah,
yeah.
Ah!
Especially when your friend's sitting right there next to you and you're both like competing at each other in the screen, but also right next, like looking at each other, you're like, fuck you.
I remember playing one of the Budokai games with that lot.
Yeah.
And I think I played as Broly, thinking like, yeah, he looks pretty cool. And just because every one of you were fucking aces at it, and I'd never really played a Dragon Ball Z game, that I just sucked instantly. It'd just be like Tekken, except you can fly as well.
Yeah.
So you can fly in all these positions. Yeah. I sucked at that game.
That was an awesome game. Right, so we'll move on to some of the other people on. The only other thing was recently I got a bit of like RSI on my wrist when I first got my new PC and was using it constantly.
One of those gel mouse pads where it's got a ball
I need one. I got a really bad wrist, and then I got a wrist brace, but I couldn't wear it while holding a mouse. So what I did was actually I wrapped up the wrist brace and then put that under my wrist. And that helped. So
helped, but not in the way it was meant to.
No, it worked in the same way as the gel mouse pads do. Right, so our first one is from Chris Spencer Sidery, or Sidery.
All right.
Local to us.
Hello, Chris.
He said, "My kid broke my nose with a Wii remote. She was playing Mario Golf. Fun times." That's a bit epic.
Exactly, that's one of the things that I expect from where you can use yourself or the controller is motion detected. That's where I see injuries and breakages happening.
Yeah.
Like the amount of videos you've seen where someone does it, they've not worn the strap and it goes straight through the TV.
Yeah.
Well, that was
table. So when the Wii first came out, there was just like article after article, stuff like that happening.
Especially at the start when you turn it on, it's like, make sure the strap is attached to your wrist. And it was like, fuck that noise.
Talking about that, I should have thought about this before. There was recently a petition for they were like, I think Nintendo were like giving the opportunity for people to say like what new Smash Brothers characters they want.
Oh yes, yeah. And
did you see there was the one about someone said the guy who instructs you, like the reckless guy at every Wii game, where it's like wear the strap or something, and he's like smacking people, and he's like, look at this guy, he's so dangerous, he could just beat the shit out of everyone without even meaning to. He's just like walking around like, shit, just smacking
I
him.
guess I should have worn my strap.
Yeah.
Oh, at the start it's like, make sure you have a good
and it's got a guy in like a 360. Yeah, he's like that, and there's a woman going.
To be honest, I wouldn't put it past them to put that character in, seeing as they've done the Wii Fit instructor. Yeah. They've done things like that before.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing guy. Yeah, that would be cool. I think they should put him in.
They should definitely put him in, like call him Mr. Hazard or something.
Make him like really hard to play as. But be like the best character.
Reverse controls.
Yeah,
and, like it's like pretty much it's almost like you're fighting for him to not. He wants to automatically fly off. Oh.
No!
I'm Mr. Hazard now, apparently. He automatically wants to fly off the side of the stage anyway, and you have to sort of control him not to, as well as try and fight and knock everyone else off the stage. He's just like, well, I just can't control myself. But as soon as he gets like in close combat, he's just deadly.
Yeah,
like, everyone just starts flying.
But it's just hard to get him to that position.
His special weapon could be that the Wii remote just flies off and goes through someone. Or smashes the screen. Like his finisher could be like, if he hits the screen, you know when they fly forward and hit the screen, is that it comes up with a decal of the screen being cracked. Or like the colours leaking on an LCD TV.
Yeah. That would be cool. They should definitely do So getting back to the rest of your answers.
Sorry, going back to the Chris's post is that he got a broken nose from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that
okay.
You know, shouldn't happen, but you expect more to happen. I don't expect to hear someone's gone into surgery because their thumb hurts from playing too much Candy Crush.
Yeah.
How hard is he tapping it? I know over long periods of time doing that, you're still going to hurt yourself. But
I don't know what he was doing.
That sounds like fapping. I fucking hate these sweets.
I don't know. It might have just been like somehow the position that he was in was like really bad on his thumb.
Wouldn't you change fingers anyway? I tend to switch between
I don't know.
two.
I've never played Candy Crush.
If my thumb was hurting, I'd be like, oh, I'll give that a rest.
No, but apparently he didn't notice it hurting.
Anyway, sorry.
Right. So Jack Bennington Pickeren, Jack Bennington Pickeren.
Hello, Jack. Let's go with Jack.
Yeah. He said he was playing COD and had an amazing game. After the game, he went to fist pump and scream, hell yeah. Not knowing the remote charger was in, and I pulled the controller up, having it fly into my face. I've done loads of things with not realising my controller's plugged in and stuff like that, and just fucking shit up. For like,
I stood on.
That's probably. I haven't had any of those, but that's got to be the most common gaming injury: is playing a wired controller and someone just tripping over it, or somehow it just causing havoc in some way. I've had that so often.
Oh, I had that when I was a kid with my PlayStation 1. Like, your mum would come in your room and say, I just got to get past. Can you move the cables? And you'd be like, you'd drop it and then bring it back up. And they'd come back thinking you've still got it dropped.
Yeah.
Walk into it. They'd be fine, but the whole console
the whole just goes, boom, and just...
Well, that disc's ruined.
Yeah.
I did, I thinking about it, I trod on my Xbox One controller. It survived intact.
Yeah.
But where I trod on it, I sort of like put my foot down and then sort of went to bring it back up as I was treading on it. Like, oh, okay, lost my balance and fell onto my chair. But I fell onto my chair how I would have sat on it anyway. So I sort of went, I've just got to my chair a lot quicker. I wouldn't say it was an injury. I'd say it was just more of a really fancy manoeuvre without breaking my Xbox One controller.
Yeah, you made me... I forgot I did that same thing in this room where it was on the floor and I went to tread on it and I was like, oh shit. So I like jumped with my other foot like over it to like kind of hop over it and then like just because I wasn't fast enough and I felt my weight about to go in the controller, I like just flicked myself to the right instead. So I was like, fell over.
I wish your webcam was on all the time. That would have been fucking hilarious. Especially with those noises. Okay.
This other guy, I don't even know if I should mention him. No, I can't read his name. It's not even a gaming injury. It's just him listing games that he wouldn't want to have an injury for playing on. He doesn't mention a gaming injury. He just like wouldn't want a gaming injury while taking out this boss or playing this game. It's like, what?
Well, no, that's fair enough. I understand that, but it's not a gaming injury.
No, I was just going to read it anyway, but I can't read his name, so it's not worth the hassle. It was quite a long post. Christopher Barber, someone...
What?
You didn't say hello, Christopher.
Sorry, hello, Christopher. Hi. Dinner at 7, yeah? Cool. See, now I know him.
Usually you say hello. Like,
well, I just did, sorry. I was going to wait till you finished speaking. I didn't want to just fucking cut in halfway. Christopher Barber said, hi!
Hi!
Bit rude.
Someone was talking about this the other day too. When I was 11, Mario Kart came out. It was a mini game where you had to ride a bike and light up a light bulb by rotating the joystick really fast. Wait, is that in the same mini game? You ride a bike and putting a light bulb.
It's Nintendo, so anything goes. Yeah.
Ride a bike and light up a light bulb. Oh, light up a light bulb. You weren't putting it. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I thought he was screwing in a light bulb while cycling. I was
How many plumbers on bikes does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Well, trying to light a light bulb, so using the electricity of the bike, I get it. By rotating the joystick really fast, I tore my palm of my hand open like a big, like bigger than a quarter. I thought he said like a bigger, and I thought he might have misspelt beggar. And I was like, are they known for having cut palms? Like a bigger than a quarter, bleeding and everything, the skin flapping around, rotating the joystick so fast. I've also hit my kids in their head a few times playing Connect. I like that. That's in a separate paragraph, just like a throwaway statement.
I've also. No, but in all due respect, that's quite an uncommon thing. Like similar to yours, where you got a blister, he cut his hand open, and then the sort of like, oh, sorry, kids, is quite a common occurrence. Some might even cover it up for child abuse. There were so many stories about that, though, especially again when the Wii came out and when the first Kinect came out. I was going to call it Project Natal then. Well, Project Natal.
Right, throwback.
Yeah, no, sorry. But yeah, people had cases where you look on the little corner and it shows your, not heat signature, but it shows that you're being picked up, doesn't it? In most Kinect games, it shows this is you and how you're being picked up, and it won't show the other person light up because it's lit you up to show that you're in control.
Yeah.
And you won't be looking in the real world. You're just looking on the screen, and you just suddenly do that, and someone's standing there. Daddy, can I have? Oh shit.
Yeah. It's quite common. Oh fuck! One sec. There we go. All right. So Damien Cooper said,
"Hi, Damien.
This is one that we can both understand and get behind. I had a string hanging from my shirt while playing Kinect, and my cat straight up attacked me." Yeah.
I could just imagine if the when the Xbox came out and it said or was being talked about coming out the Xbox One, they were like, no, it'll constantly be online. They said, no, you'll be spying on me all the time. Blah blah blah. As if they were for whatever reason spying on him, and they just said, what the fuck? And they just fall out of shot and just hit this cat going, limbs flailing in the corner, and this cat just going to town.
That's the thing. I love that it's not just like my cat jumped after it. It's like my cat
like
attacked
full
me.
on went for me. And the cat walks into the room. Game on. Wasn't even the string. It's just the dance you were doing insulted his people.
That is the dance of my people, and you're ruining it.
It's the most offensive thing I've ever seen. I must end you now. That's quite rare.
Janik Jane. Probably just murdered that. Janny, Janne, Bowl.
Hey, J-man, J-woman, whatever. Hey.
Is a guy.
J-man.
I think. I'm pretty sure it's a guy. I mean, it's a thumbnail, so it could be I don't want to offend a woman that may look like a guy in the thumbnail. Hit my brother in the head with a Wiimote. Accident. And that was in Wii Sports Resort as well.
I don't actually own a Wii, but my ex owns one, and I used to play it on hers. And you do kind of get what?
His.
You're funny. There was what?
I just wanted your reaction, and that was better than I was hoping.
Wii Sports Resort. There was a sword fighting or samurai sort of like ninja thing where you use like these foam swords. And you go through a whole gauntlet of people coming at you, and you have to sort of swing an attack. And I sort of thought, this is pretty cool. It's like I'm wielding a sword. And I remember getting quite violent with that, and her occasionally ducking for cover. Fucking getting really into it.
Do you ever remember the boxing one on the original Wii Sports? And it was just I think you held
the
both of them like that?
Yeah, like that.
But like at first, like you do it, and it's like, oh yeah, it should be tactful. And then you realise that the Wii doesn't pick up on that, and you just flail as much as you can.
Yeah,
and that's how you win.
Like, do you know what? I'm just going to pummel this guy to shit.
Yeah, and it's so when you're playing against someone else there, I've had that in the room, and you're just like, I was punching him, just like started smacking him with my elbow, like not like that, just from getting away with it, just go, oh sorry, oh sorry.
You do get worked up with those games.
And the tennis one has got to be the most lethal one.
The one we see the YouTube video accidents.
Yeah.
People just like, I'm gonna fucking slice this one.
Yeah. I've had it where I've jumped, because I get so into it, I've jumped to the side to do it, and just jumped into the other person, not cause an injury, but just jumped to go.
Well, I can't remember what the game's called, but there was it's sort of dodgeball. It's on the Kinect, and it's one of those. It was something adventure survival game or whatever. I was playing it with Jamie, and there's one where you have to kick or kick a dodgeball pretty much into these wooden targets and destroy them all.
Yeah.
Which is quite fun, but again, you get into it, you've got to really kick it and smack it, and fire appears behind the ball to indicate that you've done like a power hit. And I remember him standing near me and almost sort of, you're close to taking each other's legs out because you're really pummeling this ball with your feet or headbutting it, or if anyone walked in, it just looks like you're shadow boxing. All right, what have we got next?
It is Adam Stockton.
Hey, Adam.
And
thanks for writing in.
He says, I still suffer from Street Fighter thumb. So I'm not quite sure. I guess that's just RSI.
Yeah.
Like from just doing that so much. And then these are quite some short ones. And then we have someone with the same Mario Party again. Riley Easter, tearing your palm open, playing Mario Party on the N64. And this is an interesting one.
Hi, Riley, by the way.
Yeah. Sonny Van Loef.
Interesting name. You're right, Sonny.
I really wanted... I only saw this but before we started, so I didn't have enough time to ask him the details. Right, they were playing Bumpy's Party, which I don't know what that is, but he's saying Heimlich manoeuvring my girlfriend. So I guess maybe they were like getting really into it and maybe eating or something, and then she just started choking over the game, and he had to Heimlich maneuver.
You sure it wasn't part of the game?
Yeah, maybe, yeah,
now
maybe
so on the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah. Wait, no, I don't want to.
now break a few ribs.
Yeah.
Do you think he left it vague intentionally? Just Heimlich manoeuvring my girlfriend. That's it. You're not getting any more out of me.
Then the next one.
I won't be able to sleep at night now, not knowing the answer to that.
Yeah, I'll have to message him anyway. Right. I think there's just one left.
Yep.
Oh no, there's two left.
Okay.
Hurt my mate trying to jump over him while doing the final countdown on Just Dance. Don't know why he was trying to jump over his friend while doing
the final countdown.
It just got so
Why wouldn't you do
intense.
The final countdown. Who sent that one in?
So yeah, that was Sam Mollett.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, and
and I salute you, Sam. Everyone should always be jumping and moving and doing such things when it's the final countdown.
Yeah. Right, so then we have this last one, which goes on for a bit. It's quite an interesting story. I broke my leg playing Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Okay.
That's what, me and Liz were talking about this earlier, and we were just like sitting there like, I don't know if it's real. And how do you... I can understand breaking your arm, maybe you swing and hit something, but how'd you break your legs?
I'd like to imagine it's like a mousetrap scenario in which I can't remember the creator of like the system, but when like one little thing triggers another thing and triggers another thing and triggers another thing.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, that system. Oh fuck, what is that?
It's named after someone. For
but it's the same thing. There's the Family Guy episode where it's the breakfast machine.
Yeah.
And it takes ages making a breakfast. At the end, it just pops a balloon and there's just a gun and it just shoots and it goes. Oh, it doesn't make breakfast at all. It just shoots you.
But I'd like to imagine that he sort of swung and lightly tapped something on like the side, and it teeters over. That hits something which annoys the cat. The cat moves along, and then eventually just a girder comes down and just crush. It's like, oh, my leg!
It goes down the street, it hits a girder on a nearby housing renovation.
It just comes through the roof. Well, all right. So Eve goes into detail.
Not as that much. Well, I was playing Skyward Sword, and I was fighting the second boss. My cat ran past me. The cat involved. My cat ran past me as I stepped forwards, causing me to trip. But I managed to stand. So, first thing over. While laughing, I decided to continue and sneezed. I sneezed and tripped over the wire of my Wii, fell and broke my leg. Like he just survived like this situation. And it's
with
like,
the cat.
No, fuck!
The cat was trying to get revenge because we all know cats plot revenge. Failed. You laughed haughtily and then sneezed like I have foiled his plan. That's the cat's plan all along. Who sent out on it?
So yeah, that was god. Ryan Wester.
You unlucky son of a bitch, Ryan.
Wester DIJK. Dick. Dijik. DIJK. Is that like a soft J? So it's with H.
Westerjuk. I'm probably saying that wrong, so I apologise, Ryan.
So you're better at talking Eastern European than me. And
helps when you're part Eastern European.
well, so am I.
Explain.
I don't know.
No. Is that all the injuries?
I don't know where I'm from. My dad was adopted.
And your mum?
Alien.
Oh.
No, I never actually looked into it. Yeah, I was going to look into it recently. I forgot about doing it.
You should always know where you came from.
People
but that's
think,
a story for another day.
People think my last name is
Lipcum. Lipcum.
Thanks for just spelling those old things with people. No, people think that it's like.
You've always got Crumbum on me anyway.
Yeah, that's not bad. Crumbum.
Crumbum.
It's not like lick cum or likes cum or any other cum with li.
All right. You're just making them.
No, they were.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is you're the one that's putting that out there now.
Oh right. Okay.
I only went with two of the obvious ones. That if you haven't at home made that connection already, then it's pretty obvious. Crumbum was what the stoners used to call me because they were just baked.
Yeah.
Hey, Crumbum. It's not big and clever, but apparently it will
make
stick.
sense
Apparently it will
either.
stick.
Yeah, for your whole life.
Crumbum.
I don't think that's a bad one. And like you kind of just ignore the fact that it says bum in it and it just rhymes like Crumbum.
It says bum in it. I don't like it.
Oh, bum. Bum.
I guess it's not as bad as Lipcum.
Nope, it's not.
I thought you were having a go at me a minute ago. I don't say my surnames. I'm pretty sure everyone knows your surname.
No.
Don't want to stay anonymous, even though I've got a channel and they've seen my face and know my first name, and they've seen this room.
I say my whole name at the start of. Oh, I don't say my whole name.
Yeah, you. Oh yeah.
Say my first and last name.
Shame that your middle name's Hillary.
Carl Hillary Clinton Lipscomb. Yep.
It'd be fucking hilarious if your middle name was Hillary.
There was something that I was about to bring up, and then you started going into that.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. It's dead now. The thought's dead. So are the brain cells.
No, it's pronounced sex cells.
If I could put the effort in, I'd just put the sex cells music there again, but I won't.
No. You can always edit it later, but I know you won't. So does that wrap it up? Have you got anything else for us? And your adoring public.
No, that's everything. There was something, but you made me forget it, so...
Edit it in later. And then have a one-sided conversation with a cardboard cutout of me. What do you think, Josh? Well, I think that I'm a Crumbum. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Carl. Even though I sound nothing like this.
I respect you so much.
That's slander. I'll sue you.
Oh, so... Right. So... I'm Carl Lipscomb. I was joined by Josh Crunden.
Also known as Crumbum.
Also known as Crumbum.
Apparently.
So, thank you all for watching. Don't be a hard dog to keep under the porch, Barry. Hi guys, I'm just here with some footnotes off the end of the podcast. So thank you everyone who sent in their gaming injuries. Sorry we didn't get to everyone. We posted the question up quite last minute, so we didn't get it. We still got a lot more coming in afterwards, unfortunately. But thank you all. The music this week from the break was Professor Shy Guy. You can find his music at professorshyguy.bandcamp.com. The quote this week was from Resident Evil 1. And now time to plug our own stuff. So if you want to find my Resident Evil Let's Plays Part 1 and 2 up on my YouTube channel, you can just find that from youtube.com/rpgcarl. And for more of myself, you can find me on Twitter at carl_awesome, Facebook facebook.com/carlsawesome, and Twitch carl_awesome again. You can find Josh on Twitter at Josh Crunden, and you can tweet him just the word Crumbum as well. That'd be great. And you can follow the podcast on Twitter at RBTPunch. Join our Facebook community, facebook.com/robotpunchcommunity. And if you listen to our podcast, and if you watched our podcast on YouTube, okay. And if you listen to the audio-only version of our podcast, you can find us on YouTube as well for a video. Just search Robot Punch Gaming. The URL is really convoluted at the moment. I need to get that all fixed. Or if you want the audio-only version, you can find us on SoundCloud, Stitcher and iTunes. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. It really does help us wherever you want to listen to it. And if you show one person our podcast, it will, like, each person does that, it will double our listenership. So eventually, if everyone keeps doing that, we could eventually take over the world. So thank you all for listening to this, and I'll see you next time. It is the 15th of... I don't know the month. See, this is why I can't do that.
April.
This
4th.
is the...
The 4th. It is the 4th month
now you're
of the year.
confusing me with this numbers. It is the...
It is the 15th of the 15th of April, 2015.
And this is the Robot Punch Gaming Podcast, episode 71.
Yes. Flash. Savior of the universe. Do, 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 do. Flash.